Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Lead In with Lorne. And this time we're bringing this from our little farm in the Okanagan area of British Columbia, Canada. It's cleanup time, fall cleanup time here, and we're dressed accordingly, doing this from the outside. And thanks for joining us. And when you're listening to this, it will be probably, or when we publish this anyway, it'll be Canadian Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving. Now, I want to talk a little bit about how to really make the concept of psychological safety more accessible. It can be a big thought, right? And lots of work when you're reading Amy Edmondson's work on fearless organizations, or you're hearing about any of the other aspects around the work that's done by Google and others around this concept. It can sometimes feel, though, a little bit hard to really kind of translate it into action that you and I can take. So I want to share with you 3 very simple, small, but yet very powerful things you and I can do to create conditions so people can contribute more optimally, more completely, and feel like they more wholly belong. The first one is, and gosh, I wish I would do this better, and this applies to your children and to your partner or anybody that's important to you, including your coworkers, and that's whenever you're working on something, whenever you're doing something, particularly on a device, an iPad or a laptop, obviously, or you're writing anything, or you're just concentrating, and someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, have you got a minute?" The propensity sometime for us is to say, "Would you just wait a second?" Or to look down and keep doing, "Yeah, what do you want?" And we may not even be that brusque. The most important thing we can do, and the data will tell us this, is to stop what we're doing. Look at that person, give them your full attention, and just say, "Hey, you know what? You're the most important thing right now." And even if you say to them, and you look at them, even for 10 seconds, and say, "I see you, I hear you. Do you need me right now? Can I get back to you?" And because I'm completing something. But the act of stopping, making them the center of attention, even for 10 seconds, is the most important thing that you can do. The second thing is, whatever time you're in a conversation, whether it's in a formal meeting, informal meeting, any kind of way, with a group of people, it's important to make sure that everybody's voice is heard. So it's one thing when people volunteer and contribute, but sometimes you probably note that people will kind of sink into themselves, or some people are just naturally more reserved. Bring them in. When you bring them in, it says something. It says, "I see you, your voice is important, I want to hear from you. We want to hear from you." Don't assume because people are just hunkered down into their chairs, or they're introverts, that they don't have something to say, or they're making a choice not to. Bring them in. And the third thing is, whenever you start a conversation, remember the principle is to connect before content. Check in. Just check in a little bit. "Hey, I want to," it could be something simple. "Hey, how about one word around everybody's feeling before we get going?" Because you've got lots to do. Or it could be more complete. Give me a little bit of thought around what went on in your work today. I know we really want to go grind through our agenda, get through that meeting, and we don't have enough time, blah, blah. Check in. And if you can, check out. How did that go for everybody? ... You're done. You do those 3 things, you and I, we will create better conditions for people to bring their full selves into our space. And that's what we're trying to do, right? We want to bring it. We want to contribute. We want to feel like we can bring our natural, authentic selves, and we want that out of everybody that works with us. And that's what we're about here on Lead In, and all the work that we're doing at LorneRubis.com. So thank you so much. For our American and European followers, thank you. Thank you for understanding that is Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada, but we're thankful for all of you. You make this worth it. We're grateful for you. You inspire us, and this is why we do this stuff, Garrett and I and everybody else. So thank you from all of us. Happy Thanksgiving, all you Canucks, go Oilers. And if you're in the Okanagan area and you want to rake a few leaves, come on by. Well, we need some help. Thanks. Bye for now. See you next week.